Hey guys, so I'm gonna just do a little talking video. There is gonna be some things to see, but if you just want to grab a paint pot or whatever, if you're a fan of Alex Schmidt and Gremlins, I bet you're missing his morning coffee sipping, talking about some Gremlins action. I'm gonna try to give you that, but not obviously to the level that he would be able to. So, a few things I just want to get out of the way first. In August 10th and 12th, my crew Nerdhammer is running the Keystone GT. It's going to be a Kings of War 2-day event, and Malifaux will be played on a 3-round tournament on Saturday, and Blood Bowl's the same. So if Kings of War your thing, come on out. It's going to be in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You can just catch us on Facebook, Nerdhammer, and check out how to sign up and everything, or you can email info@nerdhammer.net if you want to get some information on it and don't want to go to Facebook. So we were going to do Kings of War and AOS and have a 2-day tournament with Blood Bowl on Saturday. There's a decent crew of players for Blood Bowl down in the Harrisburg area, so they actually asked to run a tournament there, and we were happy we have the room to do it. So that's going on there. Come on out. Get your Kings of War on, or if you just want to come for a 1-day Malifaux event, which I'll probably be playing in instead of Kings of War, definitely do that. And we are now running 2 GTs, and I say us, but it's really Rob just absolutely leading the charge. In Harrisburg, in September, a month later, we are having a 2-day Malifaux event called the Commonwealth Carnage. It will count for the Tri-State Conference for Masters, so definitely come out if you're in this area, if you're in a Tri-State area, even if you're within flying distance. I mean, just come on in. Harrisburg has an airport. There's a bunch of nonstop flights out of multiple cities on the East Coast, so definitely come out. This is our first Malifaux GT, and we're super excited about it. Rob has been absolutely doing incredible things in the Malifaux scene in our area. He became a henchman, and we've been running some demo days and just some open play at our local game store, which opened, I don't know, about 2 years ago now, Alchemist Cove in Schuylkill Haven. And we're totally happy and thankful for the owners to really give us some love and give us some table space and promote the game. I think Rob counted about 20 players right now that have bought in and have crews and are building crews and painting crews. So we have, we're doing some things for the community. We have a Henchman Hardcore tournament coming up in April 14th, I think, just to get people's feet wet in competitive play, and before we really unleash the 50 Soulstone tournaments and get things going. So, 1 second while I take a sip of coffee. All right, so I have a tournament coming up, and it's in Virginia, of all places, for me to drive, but it's about 2 hours, I guess, where we're going. And me, Rob Lingo, are going down, and this is going into the Lion's Den. I mean, this is the best players in the East Coast are going to be there, and I have no expectation of doing well, but I've been thinking about each encounter was already posted, so I know what I'm looking at, and I'm really just trying to concentrate on bringing my best crew, being the best that I can be in the context of the game with my somewhat limited knowledge of other masters, and as our Nerdhammer crew have dove into the game, I'm seeing a lot more masters. I'm talking about a lot more masters. I'm constantly looking at the app and looking at new cards and trying to help our newer players get a grip of their masters, and that's been helping me absolutely a ton. I've also been building an Asami crew and looking at Asami because I really like the way she plays, and I think playing outside of your faction every so often is a really good thing. And I mean, I have a ton of Gremlins. If anybody in my crew want to play Gremlins, they're more than welcome. So with that said, I'm definitely taking Gremlins to this because I need just to keep getting practice in a tournament environment with Gremlins. I'll probably be. It's just going to be a year of Gremlins, I think, for gaining ground 18. My Asami crew will happen, but it probably won't be too in serious play. It'll just kind of be friendly stuff. So I'm looking at these rounds, and I've played a couple practice already. This first round I really like. So the title of this video is probably going to be like, why not Zipp? Because the more I play him, it's just, I feel like I could just find a reason to take him every time, right? As far as good as Somer is, and Wong, I feel has really dropped off for me. I've been playing him, but I feel like I just run out of soul stones like so fast. Not soul stones in game, but like for hiring. Because you want Wong. Well, we'll go into Wong in a minute. So this first one, I think this is excellent for Zipp. Zipp and Fingers, and kind of build around who you're gonna play against. I really like. I wonder if I can do this. I hope Weird doesn't get. Hey Dunk, what's up? I hope Weird doesn't get mad. But so this is just one example of a Zipp crew for this. I didn't play it exactly like this, but so Zipp with Gift the Gab and hovering airship. I've been going back and forth on hovering airship. It's a really neat ability, and I kind of like it for early turn harassing with Zipp. A 12-inch range is pretty good. It ignores line of sight, so he can just kind of bomb on people that are trying to be safe and not out there. The alternate is like, why not just charge in with Zipp, pull somebody out? But if you don't feel like you have the hand and you just want to kind of harass or drop him in, like I feel like this is great early turn, and for one soul stone, it's really not that bad. Gift the Gab, of course, gives you fully equipped airship, so your other guys get free upgrade, your other Sky Pirates. And I mean, dramatic monologue is pretty awesome. Just great for harassing. And of course, Zipp can just discard any things that he has on him, any conditions. Really, I mean, the gift the Gab, I think, is like a necessity. In this list, I was kind of going back and forth with Earl. I like Earl Burns in this pool because, actually, we can dual screen. Look at this. So I kind of like Earl in this pool because if I wanted to take surround them, Earl can go with Zipp and kind of do some things. I don't think that's a great use of AP, but Zipp can kind of drop him off and let him meander around himself. Fingers, obviously, I think is excellent for Ply. I've played him twice now, and he just gets in there and absolutely disrupts everything. I mean, Fingers isn't included in this. I love the taxidermist. I just love his ability to raise stuffed piglets. I mean, getting a 3 soulstone model that blows up, and he can trigger them to blow up when he dies, I just think is too good. Iron Skeeter with Frank is kind of my vendetta or like a take prisoner type scenario. Iron Skeeter and Frank, giving Frank fast, can absolutely kill anything. If I feel like I need to score early against a given faction, I mean, Vendetta with Frank is absolutely awesome. The hardest part would be hoping that they have a killable like henchman or leader. Well, not so much leader, but a killable henchman or enforcer that's 8 soul stones or more. But I really like that setup. It's something that I can hold back and wait until the right moment, or I could just alpha strike, get 3 points immediately, and now you're down 3 points. You're playing me in Ply with Fingers on the table. Like you're gonna have to get Fingers out of there to even score Ply. You have Zipp flying around, who is incredible at undercover or covert breakthrough with Earl Burns following him around. I had 3 survivors in here, but really maybe like a healer, like a slop hauler. If I would take the Dread Pirate Zipp to kind of place Gremlins, in areas that I need them to, because Zipp buries himself and pops up a Gremlin, maybe my minions would look more Bayou oriented. But I feel this is strong. I feel this is where something that I can build for. Zipp is going to be great. There's no question that I'll take Zipp here. I mean, we could talk about taking Somer in this. So let's take a look at what we would do with Somer in this first round. So Surround M's great, right? So we're gonna have Somer. We're definitely gonna summon with him because why not? So that means family tree. And this is more so, like, I just don't feel like Gremlins are the greatest thing anymore, or at least Bayou Gremlins, I mean. But, I don't know, maybe we'll take do-over on them. And, but it's more so for the activations. You know, you're going from 3 to 6 the first turn, you know, just feels right. So obviously you're going to take probably 2 Skeeters. I always feel like I'm missing an opportunity with Skeeters. Like, with taking 2. I never feel like they, that I use them to their most effective. So we need 3 Bayous to summon off of, Lightning Bug to heal everybody, maybe Slop Hauler, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. So, alright, so the base of the engine is basically that, right? So then we're at 29 and we got, 21 points to play with. Okay, so this is excellent for, I don't even think it's that bad for Ply. I've played Somer summoning in Ply before, and I've won games just because out activating and being able to turn the Gremlins up to like explode on something, like, I don't know. It feels decent. I think I could do surround well. So next I would probably want a taxidermist. Like, I kind of fell out of love with Burton, Frank. Just feels so expensive anymore. Maybe if I'd never had played them in the past, like, it would feel more reasonable. Oh, I'm sorry, I got 21 stones left. I didn't realize that goes down. I like taxidermist just because taxidermist is just so ridiculous. I think he's so good. Being able to summon stuffed piglets is just so awesome. Who else I like with Somer? I love Raphael. So Raphael with Somer is such a badass combo because you can, he would definitely get the next Dirty Cheater, right? Yeah. So Dirty Cheater. Okay. So Raphael, I actually like him as a Vendetta also. And he can just kind of, with Dirty Cheater, he can kind of play around with his life. He's fueled by panic, which gives him positives if he's 4 wounds or lower. He's reckless. 4 wounds or lower, he doesn't take any damage for reckless. I really like him. And then if Somer gives him Rams, his gun is absolutely insane. So he's doing 4, 6, 10 damage. If he's 4 wounds or low, he's going to be on a positive for, I believe, damage also. Let me just check that. Fueled by panic. To damage flips, yeah. So positive damage flips. So if you have a red joker in your hand, yeah, you can do 14 damage to something. That's pretty good for Vendetta. So as I'm looking at this, I'm like talking myself into playing Somer for this. I have 14 soul stones left to play with. What do we take? We could take Trixie to help with some movement. We could take Bert. This kind of gives you some options. This is where I would be like, okay, this is what I'm playing. Now I need to fill in the last 14 or so soul stones, right? Because with Somer, I'm kind of not sold on Undercover Entourage. I just feel like, yeah, getting him over can happen, but it's going to be late. I mean, I could shoot him over, different type of things. I mean, there's definitely some options. Take Prisoner, I think, is great because I'll have 6 Bayou Gremlins running around with a Lightning Bug, and everybody's reckless, doing crazy shit. Breakthrough, I think, is a very possibility surround them. So, I don't think this is bad. I don't feel like this is bad. I feel like it can accomplish this. This is one of those encounters I'm like, yeah, Somer could do it. But then again, just why not take Zipp? Zipp, you're like, okay, Undercover Entourage is almost a guarantee. Take Prisoner could almost be a guarantee. Like, I don't know. And then you throw in Frank with an Iron Skeeter, like Vendetta is close. Like, I feel like I don't have to do much in this Ply, right? In this round. Like, I can just, I don't know, take Vendetta, kill somebody, do Undercover, there's 6 points. Now we battle out for Ply when I have Fingers on the table and you're in trouble. Maybe Fingers goes in this Somer list. I don't know. Yeah, Fingers just feels so expensive. I know he's good. I know he does what he does, and he's incredible for Ply. But maybe Fingers goes in here. I have 4 soul stones left. I could throw a Survivor in or take the 7 cash. which I don't really use a whole lot of stones on Somer, so I don't know, maybe throw a survivor in. Why not? That's a decent list. I got some killing. I got options. I got a denial for ply. Maybe Somer. Maybe Somer could work. And I'm kind of doing this because I want to make sure that I have options in my head when I go into it. But really, let's just save this here. Really, I just kind of like the Zipp list. Like, Zipp can just do so many things. He's such a harasser, and he's so hard to account for. If you waste AP to get him, if I have a stone or a mask in hand, he's gone. He's just getting placed 6 inches behind terrain. Nothing you can do. One second. Okay, hopefully I'm not slurping too bad. All right. So that's what I'm looking at. And like to build a Wong list for something like Ply, I don't know. So just to give you a quick rundown of how I'm feeling with Wong. So I made this Wong Pain, right? Now this isn't probably ideal. So I'm like, well, what are my biggest killers in Gremlins? So Frank, McTavish, Bert. So McTavish probably gets glowy. I don't know. 2 swines and a lightning bug. Like that's it. That's all you get with Wong. I mean, this is obviously like a super killy one, but you could ditch Frank, maybe ditch Bert. I mean, Bert for 9 with 30 cheater on him. Just oh man, why did it feel so much better at 8? 7 for main Soulstone cost, but with 30 cheater 8. I know he's good. I know he's so good, but yeah, I think I'm just having like, I don't know, buyer's remorse or something. So Wong, I like 2 Swine Curse with Wong. Obviously, Uglowy makes him just so good. And what I really like is if we didn't take Frank and we take Sammy and give Sammy the other magical upgrade, which is Sparkly Lights, right? So now all my magic, so they're gonna have McTavish is getting +1 from Uglowy when he attacks something. He gets regen. There's a +1 damage, and then Sammy's gonna give him something's happening. So don't mind me. So you can take interact actions while engaged, which I think is great for Swine Curse because they can throw if they're engaged, they can throw a scrap marker down, not a scrap marker, a scheme marker for like dig their graves or whatever, and attack, and then they can just walk away with agility. Like to double that up on the Swine Curse just feels right, and doing it to either McTavish or Bird, whoever gets glowy, like. That's pretty sweet. That's a nice little combo. But I just feel like the soul stones are just gone. Maybe Bert gets out of there, but then you're like losing a killer. Then what do you put in? Do you put in a taxidermist so you can get some pigs? Like you have Sammy and a taxidermist could be really messing with corpse markers. Maybe this is something that you take in against rezzers, perhaps. I don't know. Feels weird. Just feels. Like I see Netherborn players, and they're playing with like 6-7 models. I'm just like, man, I just want more activations. You go up against something. I think of Rezzers that you just go up against so many activations, and you're like, what am I doing? Like, why do they get to play twice basically for all what I do? I mean, I get it that there's killers on your side, but there's a lot of threatening stuff out there too, And if a key model goes down, you miss something, Bert dies, he gets lured, whatever, and then you're like, oh shit, what else do I have? I mean, I guess it's just, I guess it's because I underestimate how good Swine Cursed are. I mean, they die, but if you have some way to, between the regen, I don't know. This list would probably be, let's go over to, this would be more of like an hours list, I think. So this is the second round. So standard deployment hours, guard a treasure, dig their graves, set up, show of force, recover evidence. The reason why I was thinking along with this was because the Swine Curse can put a bunch of markers down. It wouldn't be obvious whether I'm doing dig their graves until I score off of it, or guard a treasure. Show of force, I'm not real solid there with this particular list. And then again, and here's what it comes back to, like, why not just play Zipp Why not just play Zipp in this? For hours, I mean, he can transport with, if you take Earl, he can transport 13 soul stones into any corner of the table that he wants to. Um, let's see what we build for Zipp here, I guess. I mean, this feels good ish. This Wong, you know, if they take Show of Force, which is like super popular to take, like, yeah, you got Bird up there, you got two Swine Curse, Lightning Bug healing him, McTavish shooting at him, who doesn't have to randomize. Like, you could eliminate the middle of the table probably pretty easy. And then, see, I would probably, when I know people are putting scheme markers down, right? Like, I really like First Mate because he can pounce and just eat one. You can and get cards and everything. Taxidermist is great because he can just make those. Well, he can, yeah, not scheme markers, but he can, make pigs every time someone dies. Not every time, but you gotta cast it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Bert's not here, and you put First Mate in for this. Yeah, because McTavish having a Swamp Fiend around doesn't hurt him. Yeah, I don't know. You put and there's fingers. Like, man, I'm in a weird spot with Gremlins because I have every option available to me basically, and I just my mind goes too many different directions. So he needs treasure map, and he needs where the captain can't see, because that's a lot of card draw. There's only 3 soul stones for Wong, McTavish. I don't know. I mean, that's not terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, and there's only 7 activations. Ugh, I don't know. Anyway, let's get off this Wong shit, because I'm really not feeling Wong. I think I don't know. I'm not really feeling Wong. So like something like this, right? I mean, even if we just go back to our Zipp Frank crew, even if we just kept this, like, is this that bad in this matchup? Like, probably would drop fingers here, right? Yeah, probably would drop fingers there, because I don't really think. I mean, I guess stopping interactions. I don't know, for Dig Their Graves, whatnot. So basically for round 2, like, I gotta figure out a way that I can stop Show of Force or take it myself. Probably won't take Recover Evidence unless it depends on who I'm playing against. If I think it's a very aggressive forward type crew coming at me, maybe I'd take it, because I mean they can just bring Recover Evidence markers over to me basically. Okay, so my instincts of what I would take here. My feeling is Dig Their Graves and Show of Force. So I'd go like Enforcer heavy, throw a bunch of upgrades on, because one thing that Gremlins, they use their upgrades. I mean, you're going to use 2 Dirty Cheaters mainly. You can take Stilts on somebody or whatever. I don't know. There's just good upgrades, right? I mean, even Iron Skate with poorly handled explosives can be in the middle, for Show of Force or something. And I'm using this list as an example because I didn't want to build another one just to talk about this. But so mobility for hours, right? So Zipp's great. I mean, maybe even drop Earl. Nah, Earl just gives you an extra 3 soul stones for a corner. I dig that. I think Earl's good. I think Earl's good for 3 soul stones. My other thought with Zipp is I really like the Student of Conflict just to give him fast, which is pretty insane. But that I'm looking to isolate more. Like, I'm going to use the fast Zipp to pull somebody back or something. This is, I don't know. Setup, I'm not a big fan of setup. I don't know. I kind of like it in this one because there's going to be scheme markers down regardless. So you get a couple scheme markers down, and maybe, I don't know, maybe Summer Crew is better for this. You can just get a bunch of Gremlins up, put a ton of scheme markers down, start popping off your schemes. I don't know. But I like Show of Force. I think that's a nice killy one. Recover Evidence I don't like. Maybe I'd probably be looking towards Dig Their Graves and Show of Force, but I'm not 100% sure. Guarded Treasure is actually pretty easy for Gremlins to do, I feel. You can even throw Maris in, put her on a flank, and just keep dropping them, drop roll burns on the other side, and just like spread them out. Because if you think they're taking show of force, they're going to want to go towards the middle, but so you're kind of like on the outskirts. I've had some success with that, and yeah, I don't know. I kind of this second round has given me the most thought. I feel like the first round I know what I'm going to do. Second round, I don't know. I haven't played a whole lot of ours, honestly, and I'm trying to figure out how to play it well in Gremlins. Because, like, I mean, yeah, we have some high soulstone cost models, but really, I don't know. You don't have any Nekamas running around. You don't have 13 soulstone things just popping in corners. I keep thinking about, and I'm not sold on it, but I keep thinking about, where are they here? The Gremlin Criers. Like, their ability to late activate, if you have decent activation, to get Gremlin bureaucracy off. But I feel like this is the type of thing, like, okay, you're going to have to save a 10 for this to go off, right? But you run the Crier up and just deny them strat or scheme that they're trying to score. Now, to a point, like, does it only really work one time? Because, like, as soon as you see that happening, like, you're going to go after them. But I mean, that could be huge. There could be something set up that, you know, you might get 2 victory points off of for, I don't know, whatever. And then the Gremlin's there, the Crier's there, and just denies it. And all of a sudden, like, that 2 VP that your opponent was counting on is gone, you know? It just, I don't know. Criers, I guess I should just make a completely different video on Criers. Because I really want to work them in, but it's just like, that 7 Soulstone area is just rough. So then the last one is Symbols of Authority. I actually love Somer in this, but again, it's the type of thing that, like, Zipp can just do it, you know? Zipp can just do it and do it right. I mean, he can't do symbols, but, you know, you can take Garl with you. You have plenty of models that can get across the table fast and, you know, absolutely get all the symbols. While I really like, so what I like to do in symbols, like, this is corner deployment, yeah. Like, hit a flank hard, right? And I like to use, like, a survivor or 2 to just, like, hold things up that are trying to go after my symbols, which seems to work really well. The funny thing is, of the symbols that I played, I think I've played Somer, and every time I've played it, like, Punish the Weak, you're like, you know your opponent's going to take it. Like, why wouldn't you take it against a Somer list, right? And I just don't feel like it produces for them. Like, I can be pretty shifty with where my bayous are. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to dedicate some resources to get to where they are. Because what are they doing in symbols, right? You're trying to save them. You're trying to push them up a flank with a couple other guys. Maybe a taxidermist is with them, and you're going after the symbols, whatever. And so if you go in there, you're gonna have to send more than just, like, I don't know. I mean, and if you send a big beater in, right? And what are you doing? You're killing some Gremlins. Like, the rest of my crew is still moseying around. Somer's still out there shooting things. Like, I don't know. I think Punish the Weak is a trap when you see Somer. Like, I mean, I guess you can score it, but I don't know. So anyway, let's look at Somer, Punish the Weak. This has just been, like, so random. Punish the Weak, Escapable Trap, Search the Ruins, Take One for the Team, and Public Demo. Oh, man. I'm not a big fan of... I actually like Punish the Weak. I like taking Punish the Weak. Trap, I'm not a fan of. Search the Ruins. Everyone loves that. I kind of hate it. Take One for the Team, I really like for Gremlins, because you just have to deal with somebody. I actually like taking this on Raphael. I know that sounds weird because he's so, like, resilient with armor and hard to kill, but I feel like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was taking Raphael with take One for the Team a lot, and I think that maybe I just need to do something that's less that's more likely to die. Like I felt like because of his setup, because of his card, that people wouldn't think I'd take one for the team on him, and then you have to, if he's in a Somer list and he's getting Rams, like, you know, he's doing damage to himself, and then he's down on one wound, like somebody can like black blood and kill him or something. I don't know, whatever. But I'm kind of leaning away from that because you maybe like an Iron Skeeter for take one for the team, right? I mean, because everyone kills an Iron Skeeter every single time, so then that gets back to like a Zipp list. Public demo, I'm not a big fan of public demo. I think it's too obvious. I think when you have your little public demo crew together and you're like, you know, moving them around together, I mean, maybe it's not as obvious in Gremlins because of the way I play them. They are kind of like grouped up, but yeah, I don't know. This is like the second time I looked at this third round because I really haven't thought too deep into it. But again, I just like, I don't know, feel like Zipp is good. Zipp is good for this, you know. He can get people in the back. He can take an Iron Skeeter. They can handle, you know, getting symbols. Punish the weak. You know, your killier stuff can go after them. Search the runes. I mean, late game, you know, throw down some scheme markers. But I'm really not too sold on take one or public demo. Actually, take one on Iron Skeeter would be bad. If I set up like some kind of a run where either I'm throwing Frank or a taxidermist with fast, like, you know, I'm engaging you, and then you're like, oh, here's an opportunity to kill the Skeeter, and then all of a sudden you kill him, and then I jump 3 points off of it, you know. That's not a bad idea. So, but then again, it's just like, why not just play Zipp? Play Zipp and take Zipp things and let Zipp do Zipp things, and I don't know, feels pretty good. So yeah. Yeah, and like the Iron Skeeter's only 6 soulstones, so wait, so if an enemy yeah, so the 1, 2. Yeah, the Iron Skeeter's gonna get 3 points for this. That's actually a really good idea. I might just take one for the team on the Iron Skeeter, or maybe I'll bluff it. So there's 3 points, right? So there's 3 points there. Symbols, you know, hopefully you get 3, but 6, and then I gotta do trap or search the runes at the end of the game. And it seems reasonable. So this would probably be a Zipp list with first mate to eat scheme markers if they're gonna do inescapable trap. Punish the weaks in the pool. So with Zipp, I would probably maybe take a survivor because they're pretty hardy, and maybe like a slop hauler. Yeah. So I mean, I can easily just play Zipp in all 3 of these. I feel like that's the call. The only thing that would really sway me from taking Zipp is maybe if I know like Nico's coming or something. Then I'd take. I like Somer against Nico just because I can kind of balance out the activations, and I have enough muscle to kind of mess with the engine. I can kill Sebastian pretty easily with shooting Somer up and getting at him. But then Zipp's good too. You can just throw Zipp in the middle of all that and fuck the engine too. I don't know. Anyway, see, again, it's just like, why not just take Zipp? I don't know. So that's just some ramblings this morning about tournament coming up. It's at Huzzah Games, I think, down in Virginia. Some top players going to be there. I have no expectation, but I feel like at least I'm going in thinking about the game, thinking about Gremlins, knowing my Gremlins very well. Like, I think some of the most novice players, the most deadly novice players, are the ones that actually know their crew very well. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel pretty comfortable with Gremlins. I've been playing them long enough, and I've been seeing a lot of other crews, so I don't know, feel pretty strong, feel pretty good. I'm excited, and I'm getting a ton of games this week, getting lots of practice. I think I got like 3 games lined up this week, which feels so good, man. It feels so good. We actually have a place to play, and It's awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's everything. Thanks for listening. If you're on your drive home or painting some models, I hope you got some stuff done, and at least I made you think a little bit. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.